MeTV 24 Meridian proudly presents your favorite way to start the day. Welcome to Mornings with Scotty Ray and Candace.
And good morning from Scotty Ray and Candace. And I have to admit, when I tell a lie, I told a lie.
What'd you lie about?
I promised I'd straighten that picture on the wall, and I didn't do it. So, whoops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's going to aggravate me now. You should have never said anything. You called it
I noticed when we went live at 6:30, and I really meant to fix it, and things got hectic, and, well, here we are. A lot going on today. We'll tell you about a person that was run over by a train yesterday and walked away. They're in the hospital, but that did happen. In our little community yesterday, a lot went on. A busy day, and the weekend is here. You got big plans?
Ball tournaments.
Ball tournaments. You may be rained out.
Yeah, I don't know. If it's not lightning, they'll be out there playing. So.
Yeah. Sunday afternoon will be the worst of the 2 days. We'll take a deeper look into this. Right now, we want to go let's see where we are. We want to go up the northern part of the county to Northeast Lauderdale High School. I actually graduated there. It was 1987. A lot was going on. And joining me now is Marie Roberts. Marie, how are you today?
Hey, I'm doing well, guys. Thanks for having me on.
Now, y'all have something special that you're doing. And explain, because this helps so many people.
Yeah, we are actually getting set up this morning. Our Lauderdale County School District wrote a very small grant that is all about showing career fields and opportunities for jobs to folks who would not typically go into those fields for whatever reason. And so we have actually decided to focus on ninth grade girls. These are freshman girls, 14, 15-year-olds. Candace, you remember what that was like, right?
Yes, I do.
And we're trying to get them interested, or at least even to become aware of careers in construction and engineering and math and architecture. And so as a result of that, I thought, man, what better way to show them these amazing opportunities than also doing a community service component. So we partnered up with local area nonprofit Sleep in Heavenly Peace, and it is an organization that actually constructs bunk beds to give to kids right here in our county who do not have a bed to sleep in. Their motto, their phrase is no kid sleeps on the floor in our town. And so we'll have about 80 freshman girls. They're actually at their home campuses right now, getting on school buses, loaded up, coming to Northeast, where they're going to spend the rest of the day today. We're going to actually use the skills and the knowledge that they've been learning online over the last few weeks about these careers to build some bunk beds.
That is good. And you'd be shocked to just in our community how many people don't have a bed.
Well, and I mean, honestly, it's one of those things where you don't even really think about it. But if you're listening to this and you're thinking there are literally kids in our community right here that don't have a bed, and I say yes, because we actually found out Sleep in Heavenly Peace has a waiting list of children in need who need beds. And so these ninth grade girls, while they're exploring these careers, they're thinking about these opportunities for future jobs, they're also doing some community service. So even if after this really hot, sweaty day where we're going to be out here together, if they realize, they don't even want to go into one of these fields, they've actually helped our community. They've learned about another nonprofit they can get involved in. They've learned a little bit more about themselves in the process. They've learned how to run a sander or a drill bit. And so we get to, it's just a really cool way to have what's happening in the classroom brought to life with a hands-on experience.
Well, thank you. And I'm going to come out later on today and take some pictures and take a look around at what y'all doing. And I appreciate you dropping by, spending a few moments with us this morning.
Thank you guys for having me so much. If you're listening to this and you're interested in getting involved, we would love some donations of new twin bedding items to go along with these new bunk beds. The sooner we get bedding items donated, the sooner we can deliver these beds to kids in need right here.
Do you know about how many you're building?
We are planning to have about 20 beds constructed by the end of the day today, and we're hoping to have enough bedding collected that they will actually be able to deliver these almost immediately. And so we've already we'll have the beds built by the end of the day. The mattresses are ready to go. We're collecting new bedding for twin size bedding right now, and as soon as all of those are outfitted, they're going to be ready for delivery.
All right. Well, that's perfect. I'll see y'all a little bit later, and thank you for dropping by.
Thanks, guys. Happy Friday.
You too. Marie Roberts again with Lauderdale County School System, and that is very important. This is a great program in our area, as kids will get a bed that don't have one.
I think that's great.
Teaches everybody a little something there.
Oh, yeah. I think it's great when you can get children, or I say children, they are still children, but get them involved at an early age and see how it is to give and not just receive, but give.
As she said, they need some twin bedding sets, sheets, and pillows. And that's what it looks like there that they're looking for as I continue my tongue-tiedness into Friday.
Yes.
Sometimes I just can't get it all right there. So Friday is here. As I mentioned, it could possibly be a wet weekend for a few folks as we pull this up and take a look at this extended forecast of what we've got in store for us. Look at here. Saturday, we got a 40%, but by Sunday afternoon after 1 o'clock, a 90% chance of rain.
Goodness.
And if you really want your grass to grow, look on to Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Even a slight chance jumping in there on Thursday.
Lord. For these that have just planted their gardens, I just hope it's not a washout because, sometimes that will happen.
I have learned that do not have a green thumb and I cannot grow a watermelon. I've tried.
Look, but if you just threw the seeds out there, if you were eating watermelon, they would pop up.
Probably so.
Try to plant them.
Mine looked bad 3 years in a row, just horrible there. But that's going on today. And again, watch the rain. We expect it to be coming in there. As I mentioned a moment ago, yesterday afternoon, we got the call that someone had been hit by a train in our area. Serious. As we go here to take a look where this happened, as we pull it up, it was at Hawkins Crossing as a train versus a pedestrian. And as always, a train is going to win.
Yeah.
The train did stop. The gentleman was alive. He did have head trauma. He was rushed to the hospital. That's the last report that I'd gotten on him. Again, as I mentioned this morning, we do pass along prayers, concerns to him and his family. That's a bad situation to be bumped by a train.
Was he on foot? Was he in a vehicle?
Foot, from my understanding. And it happened, and just they got him out, thank heavens.
Yeah.
That could have been so much worse than it was. I don't know the speed of the train at the time of impact. But nonetheless, that's a scary situation there. And how many times have you crossed that?
I know, and the trains that come down through there are usually going pretty fast.
Yeah, I've crossed those tracks numerous times. And it's a shortcut in between there. If you're going to Buffalo Wild Wings, anywhere they're on 11 from Highway 45, it's just a quick cut through.
That's right.
They're bumpy. I'd like some smoother tracks, but hey.
I always look 2 or 3 times before you cross because it just seems like they come out of nowhere when they're going really fast. So.
Another great thing that happened yesterday, and I brought this up, but if you watched the earlier broadcast, you know where I'm going with this. But what a good day it is as we get to see Buddy, our Mississippi dog. He made it to the United States, or well, actually the state capital in Jackson, Mississippi, as he made it over there as the signing of the new bill, Buddy's Law, went into effect. And I think there's a picture here from Tunica that shows Buddy, maybe it's back this way, with the governor in there as they signed the bill. There it is. There's Buddy with the governor as he watches on as it's signed. Now, what is Buddy's Law? I think in the beginning it had some tougher punishment in it, but at this point the Buddy Law goes into effect, and if an animal is hurt and they are a juvenile, they have to have a mental evaluation. This is a step in the right direction to save pets in our area.
Yes. Because that happens. I've heard of that a good bit. People doing that to animals. That's just awful.
And that dog is some kind of loved in the state of Mississippi.
He is.
And,
I'm so glad he's recovered as good as he has, really.
It is, and he did.
I was worried he wouldn't be able to see. But
just that skin slowly coming back there. And it's so good to see those pictures as we get updates from him. And of all the people that could have adopted him, I think it was the best thing for the veterinarian to keep him because of the care. They know what to do in the middle of the night if something goes wrong.
Yeah. Thank goodness for our veterinarians.
Yeah,
and they have a really good program up there at Mississippi State.
They good. That's the premier place to go if you want to do that. Yes. A lot of people are talking about Buddy there online as we look over at this. Linda Jane joining us from the university there and UAB. Glad to see you, Linda Jane. Hope Jerry's doing better. Good morning to y'all. We did have shots fired in Meridian last night. This could have been a lot worse. A lot of times we monitor this and we find out the next day that it's been just all over town. We only have one case reported that I'm aware of. Now, this does not mean that there was not more. This is the one that I found out about. And we pulled this up to take a look to show you the locations. The 1800 block of 24th Street. And you go, well, I've heard of that address, but tell me where that is. If you back this out, if you're going down 24th, right here is Magnolia Cemetery. This would be to the southeast of that location there. On 23rd, if you were to turn right on 24th, you would go down and find that right there. Is where that was. Now, no one was hurt, no damage reported. but it was a shot or two fired in the air at least. And if you live in that area, you certainly didn't want to hear that as you were trying to go to sleep.
That's right.
Connie John says, "Morning, y'all. I love your English. You speak like me." Let's see. We did find out yesterday, and I know that you've known this gentleman because we've seen the commercials. I remember in 1993, me and Angie, who had probably 25 cents between the both of us, we'd been married 3 years, drove down to Cowboy Maloney's to buy us our very first video camera because Dylan Ray was coming into this world.
I think we bought one there, too.
It was yay long, this high, and I want to say it was $2,500, and being married at that time, that was a chunk of money. We done the layaway program, and we got us a camera from that. And I bring this up because Eddie Maloney, the president of the company, passed away yesterday. And I think everybody's seen those commercials of Cowboy Maloney's. The president of the company is 71 years old.
Goodness.
So we pass along condolences to the family of that high-profile family. His father started it, I think, in the 50s.
Wasn't there brothers? There were
Yes.
several brothers.
He is one of many in the family there. But we think of them in their time of
Yes.
grief. That is the word to put it. We also, that stretch Highway 39 yesterday, what was going on? I don't know, but there was at least 2 accidents almost at the same time. If you were tootling along in your Chevrolet and you come up on EMEPA and you couldn't get by, and there was a wreck, whoop, that was the first one. As we pull this up to get a sneak peek of what went on there, here's a picture of the cars involved there. Someone must have pulled out in front of somebody.
Right. The traffic is so like bumper to bumper sometimes during the day that there's really no room for error.
Yeah, especially if you're
really
trying to get to that middle part of the road to go the other way.
Right. So, I mean, that's a highly likely place for accidents to
So if
happen.
you maneuvered around that, went around the jet, and you went on past the Toyota, and you come to the red light, what do you see? Oh, another fender bender. They got that one out of the way. But if you were trying to get somewhere on that stretch there for a few minutes, it was delayed.
Yeah. I hear there's a delay, too, on I-20, right?
Right now?
Or there was earlier.
Why? That's news to me. I didn't know about it.
I thought it was, somewhere around, where was it?
Talking about yesterday?
Was it yesterday?
There was a bad accident yesterday.
I
Yes,
thought there was one
at the
this morning.
at the Knoxville exit. Included a tour bus.
Okay, yeah. Maybe that's what I read this morning. I thought it was this morning.
Now that happened yesterday, and it was traffic backed up forever and a day.
Gosh.
Several cars involved in that.
That's becoming a common thing, too, on the interstate accidents.
Yeah, that's not very far out of town. I posted that yesterday. Also,
I saw it this morning, so I was thinking it was this morning. We were busy yesterday afternoon, but...
So that went on in the area there yesterday. As we look around, let's see, Gulf Shores, as we've all heard of the hangout, I think that's probably one of the biggest things. And they're already putting out memos telling you if you're coming to town to come to a show at the hangout, you ain't sleeping in your car. We don't care what you do, but you're not sleeping in your car. You're not putting up a tent in somebody's yard because we ain't putting up with it. Our little town, no way, no how.
Yeah.
The police chief and all of them are saying they're going to enforce this.
That's right. If you don't know what we're talking about, the Hangout is this place it's kind of right at the end of the intersection right there where you get to in Gulf Shores at the end where you got to go left or right. The Hangout is right there. I guess it's a restaurant.
Something for kids.
Yeah, and they've got all kind of stuff for the kids to do outside, but I think they have this Hangout Fest is what's going on now. And they'll have, I guess, little concerts and stuff going on there. People, singing. But it's a big thing. It's a big deal. So
don't be bringing your tent. You ever stayed in a tent overnight? Just thought, okay.
I haven't.
All right.
I've claimed I was going to when I was younger. We were going to set one up in the yard. And, when nightfall hit, we were all coming in the house.
Yeah. For Mississippi boys, it's just part of your weekend activities. You do it every weekend. Y'all stay close. We got so much coming up to talk about that's going on in and around our community. We'll tell you more right around the corner. The Piggly Wiggly is passing along these great savings. Yellow, white, or bicolor corn, 3-pack, $2.99. California strawberries, a 1-pound package, $2.99. Idaho potatoes, 8-pound bag, $3.99. Bryan sliced bacon, 12-ounce package, $3.79. Whole boneless pork loins, $1.79 a pound. And boneless center-cut pork chops family pack, $2.29 a pound.
And we're down home, down the street, Piggly Wiggly.
No matter what hat you wear, If you're hurt on the job, you're gonna need me. I'm attorney Richard Schwartz. Under workers' comp law, you're entitled to certain benefits. But when you're released from the doctor, someone's got to be there to make sure you get a fair settlement. While you're healing, we'll be fighting for you. We've helped thousands of our injured clients get their medical bills paid and recover lost wages. And we're ready to help do the same for you today. One call, that's all.
I had a question from Sandy about the run from the wall. We'll have the complete rundown of this for Monday morning. They're coming into town that afternoon. I want to say the Ag Center at 4:30 is when they're supposed to arrive. I'll double check my timeline as they come and they make their way toward Washington there. Run for the wall. Thunder will be coming through Meridian, and they've hosted this in Meridian where they have a meal at the Ag Center and breakfast the following morning. It's well laid out, and we welcome them to town. So it'll be a lot of motorcycles coming into town on Monday.
Yes.
I'll be ready for that as we get ready for Memorial Day weekend next weekend. That is this month.
I can't believe it's already flown by this fast. I know we keep saying that, time flies by, but this month is pretty much almost gone.
Our very own Meridian Van Mack will be coming in next week to tell us all about the festivities that will be taking place as we honor our heroes in Meridian. He'll be here to tell us about that next week. We look forward to having Van in with us. Always a treat to hear from him. Let's see what's going on else around here as we look. Let's see. This is that one. No, I want to talk about this as we get into Dog the Bounty Hunter. He's probably going to ruffle some feathers over this because there's a lot of people that look upon this as this power could be abused. Let's say you're a gun-toting American. You enjoy your gun rights. And a doctor goes, well, I don't think you're mentally capable of owning a gun. We're going to take your guns. Dog believes that there should be a mental evaluation on everybody before they can own or purchase a gun. Now, is that a good idea? I've seen a lot of people that had some issues that didn't need to own a gun.
Yeah.
The other side to that are people that are Americans that own guns go, well, this power could be abused. Of Joe's third cousin who doesn't like me has someone who owes him a favor and calls that person that does this and goes, make sure Joe doesn't pass that test when he comes in.
Right.
That's the other side to this of the argument. Would that happen? No, I can't guarantee that. Could it happen? Well, yeah, we all know about the good old boy system. It's alive and well, and it goes all the way to 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue on everything.
Right. Yeah, you'd have to. I don't know how you would do that.
No, I agree. There is, without a shadow of a doubt, people that have issues that don't need those.
Definitely.
And there's nothing that law enforcement can do to take it away from them because there's not a law like Dog is talking about. It's good and bad. It would have to be some very extreme vetting on the way that law is written for it to work correctly.
Yeah. Because, I mean, I don't know. I guess it would have to be a verbal evaluation. You know,
a doctor
sitting there
would.
Talking to somebody. I mean, it couldn't just be something on paper. Or,
Helen says let Dog be the first to be evaluated. Dog may not pass that test. We don't know. But that is something to consider there.
Yeah.
Because I have seen them. Y'all know that there are people out there like that. But also on that same token, we don't want that law abused. The red flags and all of this could...
But we also know that criminals and even people who are not supposed to have guns and have been told and, you know, that they're not supposed to have... They're going to get them some way.
Oh, yeah. Criminals do what they want. They don't do as you law-abiding citizens do. Whew. Boy, that's just a loaded one. I've talked about this morning. And I think this could be implemented in several different ways? Yeah, it was a group of dads, and I talked about this by myself before you got here. But as crimes get bad in schools, it was a Virginia school where a teenage girl was drugged into a bathroom and raped. And the fathers were absolutely fed up with their kids being picked on, being hurt at school because crime and gangs begin in schools at an early age. Well, they found a group in Louisiana that is called Dads on Duty. They called them up and said, how are y'all doing this? Well, what they do now in Virginia is it's a group of dads that take shifts every day at school. They go there, and it just rotates out the day. They don't go in the bathrooms, but they stand outside. If there's 3 stalls, no more than 3 children can go into the bathroom at a time. That way, no one can be jumped on. They stand outside as kids come into school. And I think that's a very, very good program there of parents stepping up and taking and stopping violence at school.
I think it's a good thing, too.
But the name of that is Dads on Duty. If you want to do a little Googling and find that, and you know, maybe this can be implemented into other things that go on in your community of events and things, dads helping out.
I think it would be a great thing.
So hats off to them in Virginia.
Yeah.
A little bit of Southern maybe still left in the state of Virginia.
Maybe even some moms on duty.
I'm scared of them already.
I think that'd be a good thing, moms and dads on duty.
I can see them there with their curlers.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Where do you think you're going? Because you can't lie to a mama. Aren't you supposed to be in class?
You got eyes in the back of our head.
They do.
You know, for the longest time, my little one thought I did have eyes in the back of my head.
I think you
I told
do.
him that.
I think you do.
He's like, Mama, how do you do that? I can't tell you.
She's got cameras all over you, I can tell you. I also mentioned this, but I'm going to bring this back up. As cancel culture has gone across this in the Me Too movement, they are now going after Elon Musk, the guy that owns Tesla cars and the SpaceX and soon to be Twitter, as a woman claims that he tried to make advances toward her. The part where I get into this and I go, I'm not so sure that I believe all that is written down here, is the part where he offered a horse for exchange for sexual favors. It just ain't common, you know.
Well, you know, yesterday I heard also, which this could be so, I don't know, that someone, a Tesla, they say possibly malfunctioned and caused an accident that killed someone.
Yeah, that is in the news this morning.
Yeah, so.
But let's get back to the horse.
Yeah, the
now
horse
I'm hitting
thing.
on you. I'll trade you a horse if you'll come on over and we hook up.
A horse.
Y'all think about that.
I don't know. She might like horses.
She might, but how many men offer that as a...
Yeah, that's an odd exchange.
Maybe
gift.
a diamond ring or maybe more money at work, but a horse.
A maid to come clean your house. I'll hire you somebody to come clean your house.
It made me cackle.
Goodness. That's crazy.
You know, maybe the woman's telling the truth. I don't know her. I don't know all of the situation.
Yeah.
But let's just say it sounds odd.
Yeah.
You ever had a man stand in front of your house with a horse and say,
No,
come on, Candace?
No, I have not. No. No, thank you.
I did wake up when the kids were little. On Christmas Day one morning, I saw a horse tied to a tree in front of our house. I immediately knew that a neighbor was trying to give my kids a horse for Christmas.
Really? What did you do?
I called them quickly and told them to come get the horse. The horse disappeared. I didn't have time for no horse.
I remember I wanted a horse when I was younger, and my grandfather, I was begging him to get it for me. He said no, because I'll end up taking care of it, which you do. I mean, as a parent or grandparent or whatever, because we bought rabbits one time. I bought rabbits for my kids.
Then I
had 3 kids, and I bought 3 rabbits, and each one, and they were these highly sought out rabbits that were some kind of rare form of rabbit. Paid like $117
for a rabbit?
For 3 rabbits.
You do know they multiply like rabbits.
We kept them for a good while, and I took care of them and got rid of them I got tired of that. So.
I suddenly have the urge to play Big and Rich, Save a Horse, Ride a Cowboy. That's what's going through my head. I don't know about y'all. I teased on this morning, and I've got to figure out the right way to word this because I don't want to panic anybody, but I get messages, I get told things that go on in the community, and I highly urge, and I use this national story that's coming up as an example of this. In town, don't be with it, especially if we had Billy Solly on yesterday, as we all know that gangs are in our area. If you pop off, you say the wrong thing to the wrong person, things can escalate and get out of hand very quickly. Mm-hmm. And I got a note about some situations that's gone on in Meridian of what's the word I'm looking for? Of cussing people for no reason. And it could have quickly turned into something else. Quickly. It did not. And I'm going to write up a story on this and put this out sometime today. But use your manners, no matter where you are, what you're doing, because there can be consequences for what you do because, again, criminals don't follow the same rules as law-abiding citizens. You say something to a criminal, they will take matters into their own hands. Does that make sense? As we look at this, an innocent college, this is national headlines here. A basketball player who was 22-year-old was shot to death and burned in a car alongside a girl. Why? He gave her a ride, and he happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. They didn't like her, and they got him. Both were killed. There are bad people in this world that will do very bad things to you.
Yeah.
Just know where you are, know your surroundings, and we all know that there is crime left and right going on where we are. Jackson, Mississippi. If you're watching us from Philadelphia, there's crime there. You go north of there, Starkville, Columbus, south of us, everywhere. If you're watching me, no matter where you are, there's crime in your areas. Mm-hmm. Use common sense when dealing with situations. Don't abuse things is all I'm trying to go there. I'll figure out how to put that. Mm-hmm. What are the Shriners doing? What we're finding out here? Vidalia. Can you say Vidalia?
Mm-hmm. Vidalia.
Okay. Sammy Kershaw had a song about that Vidalia many years ago. They got them on sale today at the Hamasa Shriners building. 10 pounds for $12 after lunch. Pick them up. Sweet onions. Mm-hmm. Thanks, Richard. We appreciate that. They're good guys.
Yeah, they are. They do a lot for people. There is a big Vidalia Onion Festival like every year in Georgia. I mean, they have like a Vidalia onion queen and everything.
Really?
Yeah, it's a big deal
kind of like
there.
the watermelon crawl. Maybe we need to have us a queen over there at the Shriners.
Yeah.
The Shriners are great folks. If you can help them out as they sell these things, drop in and visit with them. They'd appreciate you doing that. They help a lot of people in our community there. Something to be concerned about as we watch as this heat wave comes. They're already threatening. It's not a threat. They're just letting you know that the possibility of power outages could happen as the summer heat comes about. Why? Well, they're overstretched on fossil fuels and this unreliable green alternatives that they're trying. It can cause things to shut down. The thing that caught my eye on this as we pull up a picture of this map, portions of Mississippi could be affected by this. Daily Mail pulled this up, and this would be the western side of Mississippi right there, over near Jackson, those areas that could happen to. Now, again, I'm not saying that it will happen.
Right.
It's a possibility. Just keep that in the back of your mind there.
That's scary. A scary thought.
You want to cause, let's see, we got eggs up 160%. We've got gas at nearly $5 a gallon, and then you cut somebody's power off. Ooh, it's going to get ugly.
Look, I mean, I was fixing to say have your generators, but with gas, I mean, that's
couldn't.
another issue,
Yeah.
high gas prices. But I guess it's always good to have a generator,
It is.
Even if it's not bad weather, you might need it in an instance like this. I know we bought one time our air conditioner went out or something, and we had to go buy one of those little window unit type things. But
I've had several. Boy, that'll keep you cool.
yeah, they will.
I gave and I talked, you brought that up. I talked to somebody yesterday that said, yeah, I've got central air, but I just love the sound of an air conditioner. He said, I put one in my bedroom so I could sleep. They do that little sound that our air conditioner makes.
Yeah.
It is soothing and puts you to sleep.
Yeah, it is. You could turn that thing on, shut the doors, and be like a little
Right.
mini cooler.
I've even been told in portions of Meridian, there's people now that can't go to sleep without gunfire. They've gotten so used to it,
Oh,
they
really?
like it.
It's kind of like a sleep machine. Gosh. Or I feel for the people who, I know we joke about a little bit,
Right.
but I do feel for people.
Here's another thing that is happening, and this is the first case documented. Yesterday, there was a fist fight, not in Mississippi. We go to Massachusetts for this. Fist fight, 2 women brawling. Why? Because somebody was trying to get to overtake what they felt was the amount of baby food they should get. The girl cleaned the shelf off and filled her buggy full and was leaving, and the other mama said, you're sharing. She said, no, I ain't.
Well, see, I thought there was a limit now.
It's a
you could
headlock.
only like do 2 cans or two per customer. So
We've even I read where in Memphis, Tennessee, 2 children have been admitted to the hospital because they're dehydrated. They're not getting the nutrients that they need. I said that wrong, didn't I? 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. It leads all the way to that door.
this morning I heard that they're trying to get shipments in. They're starting to try to ship them in from Europe, I
Yep.
think, some more of the formula. So
We hope that
Hopefully
happens.
yeah.
They're trying to. He's enacted the production law to where the government's going to build more. It's going to take time before it hits shelves. That should have been done before now. We all know that.
I still feel like something's not quite right with all that, though, with the shortage. I don't understand the whole thing.
I read the...
Makes you wonder if
Yeah.
it's purposely done or something.
It does, and then I read something to where they were saying they were trying to force breastfeeding. Or something. It was a conspiracy theory.
Not everybody and not all babies agree with the breastfeeding thing.
I made it into
they
the first
don't-
paragraph, and I went, huh, and I went on about my business.
Yeah.
But that's what's happening across America right now. Fights, things of that nature when it comes to baby formula. A serious matter there. We hope this will be on shelves before long and taking care of your folks. That's what we do. As we turn to talk about Chet, I think a lot of folks know Chet. If you haven't met him yet, I encourage you the next time that you have a bump, a scratch, drop in and visit his staff. They're going to be located out in Center Hill. If you get that bump, that major dent, side along with your vehicle, whether it's a car or truck, they take care of them all. Classics, they put them back to the way they used to be. Whether somebody runs a red light and taps the side of yours, they'll do that. They'll put it back, front end damage, rear end damage. Maybe it's been thrown on the side. They'll do that. Maybe a mailbox went down the entire side of your vehicle. They can fix that for you. Chet's. They'll process all this, take it in here to this paint booth that keeps all of that trash out of your paint, and they'll color match it perfectly for you. See them. Chet's Paint and Body. You'll find them in the curve there in Center Hill. 737-2961. Kind of a one-stop place when it comes to your automobile. See them today.
Spring is here, and it's time to quit spending all of your weekend cutting grass when you could step up to a Skag zero-turn mower. Freeman Tractor in Collinsville has the #1 rated zero-turn mower, Skag, with cutting widths from 36 inches to 72 inches. Skag, the #1 choice of professional landscapers because they know nothing outcuts or outlasts a Skag. 0% financing for 48 months with payments starting as low as $129 a month. Stop by Freeman Tractor on Highway 494 and see coleslaw or buttermilk.
At the Back Porch, we're bringing families back together for fun, food, and all the things you love to enjoy around your home. Every event starts with a great grill, great cookware, and accessories. Add in some locally sourced meat and dairy, along with frozen vegetables and casseroles, and over 500 brands of spices and sauces. Relax in our chairs, swings, day beds, and have fun with our cornhole boards. From coolers to trailers, we have everything you need. When you see the big chair, you've made it to the Back Porch.
Getting comments that a lot of people can't sleep without the fan, the ceiling fan, or a fan by their head that keeps them. There's just certain things that you get used to that if you don't have it and you travel to a motel, you're up all night because you don't have that particular noise.
I know someone that they have to sleep with a hairdryer going. Have you ever heard of that?
No, I can't say I have.
They do. They have it on cool and sleep with the hairdryer going.
And there's no woman
that would be a
yet.
fire hazard, but
I'm going to say your friend needs help. They should be evaluated before they can use one.
no, seriously, you would be, shocked probably at different stuff like that like people have to sleep. I don't know.
On the next episode of Scotty Ray and Candace, weird things you do. And yet to have not narrow woman comment this morning that she can't sleep without her husband snoring. No one has made that comment. I wonder why.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is probably the worst thing in the entire... Let's just get to the chase of this. Mm-hmm. It is. You got a snore in your house, it's miserable.
You know, I didn't think I snored until I woke myself up.
I thought you said till you wet yourself, and I was going to say, Candace. I thought that's what you said. But
no, I woke myself, I woke up in the middle of snoring one night. I was like, oh, I do snore.
Woke yourself up there, did you?
Goodness, yeah.
Yeah, Angie said that. She said that I've gotten better since I had my heart attack. She said I snored before I had it, and since I come back from that hospital and those green beans, that I hadn't done it since.
They say if you snore really bad, it's a high possibility that you have sleep apnea, which is not a good thing.
I've heard tell of that.
Get that evaluated.
Get you a mask. Look like Darth Vader, but it'll put you to sleep. All right, let's look at a day. And today, what went on today? 1873, two old boys went down and got a patent. You're probably still wearing these today. Levi Strauss and Jacob Davis got that blue jean patent there. The first ones have that little copper thing that scratches paint on your cars. What do you call that? The rivet. Yeah. I couldn't get it out.
I had a pair that I wore until they started coming apart. They were the best wearing jeans. Yes.
You ever get a favorite pair? You'll stick with them. 1908, my favorite actor of all time. I don't think there's a black mark on this man's name anywhere in history, anything that he ever done wrong. He's my hero when it comes to Hollywood, of people that I respect. He went on to become a general in the Army. He gave of his time. Who am I talking about? The great Jimmy Stewart. He was my favorite beyond all measure. I have to put in a good word for that man. As we look around, it'd be 1940, and I just remember the show as a kid, watching her and her little short husband do the TV show, and she towered over him, and I couldn't, that's odd. Who am I talking about? Cher has a birthday today.
Okay.
Gypsies, what was the name of that song?
80s, wouldn't she?
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah.
Gypsies, Tramps, and how'd that song go?
Oh, I don't know.
That was her big song.
I don't know. I guess
Oh, come on now.
I don't know it.
If I know a Cher song, you should know a Cher song.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't know that one. Unless if I heard it, I might.
Of course you're going to know I Got You, Babe.
Yeah.
But her single that was by herself was that. Yeah. Anyway, there you go there. Let's go back to 1956. You would know this guy as Almanzo. He would be her love of her life. And I know he's been in other things. I just can't remember ever seeing him in anything else. Almanzo Wilder, better known, his real name is Dean Butler, from Little House on the Prairie, has a birthday today. Did you know that was his name?
No.
I did not. Gypsies, Tramps, and Thieves, Brick Gully.
Okay.
That was huge for her.
If I heard I might recognize it.
She was cutting a rug with it. She made a lot of money off of that, too.
In my head, I calculated that she would be 82. That's hard to believe.
Lord, Candace done gone to calculating, y'all. Look out.
Yes, calculating.
Janet Riddle, good morning to you. Watching from Colorado. Y'all be careful, Colorado. I'm watching this to where it's going to be an extreme snowstorm moving in today and tomorrow if you're watching from the Colorado area. I'll post some stuff for that.
That is so crazy. We're burning up down here and they got snow.
Yeah. That's what happens across these great United States. Beautiful country. Thank you for watching, Janet. We appreciate that. Also, Happy was one of her big ones also. That was of Cher's music. I remember this girl, and I used to call her Natalie as I watched the TV show. Anybody remember this young lady?
Yeah, I never remember her on anything else, though.
Yeah, I don't either.
Yeah.
Her real name is Mindy Cohen, but we all know her as Natalie or Natalie. You probably called her Natalie. I just had my little way of pronouncing things there.
Yeah, there was Natalie and Blair and Joe, all those girls.
Joe scared me.
Yeah. She was pretty masculine.
Rough.
Yeah.
Rough is the word that comes to mind.
Yeah.
And her also. I don't know what become of her ever.
Who?
Joe. I never saw her. I mean, she didn't make it to the Love Boat, and if you didn't make it to the Love Boat after that, it was all over. Your career was ruined.
It seems like her name was Nancy in real life.
May have been.
I can't remember.
1974. This was such a beautiful song, and it would be the #1 album. Everyone loved it so much they couldn't get enough of it. Who am I talking about? Freddie Fender. Before the Next, Teardrops Fall. If he ever breaks your heart. Whoo, that was a song. Bill, I ain't heard you do that one. 1975, we would sit back, and this would be the last time that we'd see this show. It still comes on MeTV. You'll catch it later this afternoon. But I can't help but every time I walk by the TV, it's on to sit and watch. And what am I talking about? 1 Adam 12.
Yeah.
See the man, 1 Adam 12. They always responded and got the bad guy. A time in America that was good.
Yeah.
1978, you'd be in the grocery stores. I often pronounce it this way. Maybe you were in the over there where they kept the magazines. The TV Guide was on the shelf, and who would be on it? Three's Company. That would be with Suzanne Summers while she was still there. And what happened? Well, she wanted more money. She said, I'm just as part of this show as anybody else, and I demand more money. And they said, bye. And off she went.
So was she not making as much as the other ones,
no,
or
John
she just
Ritter
wanted
was
more?
John Ritter was a star. She was low paid in comparison to him, and she demanded more money because she considered herself to be a huge part of that show, and she was.
To me, I mean, he was like a super funny and stuff, but to me, they kind of all were.
But somebody got to be the star.
Main characters,
and
know?
They viewed her as low, and they would go through how many different girls took that slot. Of Terry and
Chrissy, and which was her. I loved it when Don Knotts was on there.
Oh, Mr. Furley.
Yeah, Mr. Furley.
No, I'll admit it. The best part of that show was when they dumped the water out the window on Suzanne Summers and she jumps up. That was really the best scene of the entire show. You're not agreeing with me.
I mean, I think women think differently. I mean, about stuff like that. You know.
It made people watch the show. It made men watch it.
She's still a pretty lady. I mean, I don't even know how old she is now, but she's still really pretty.
She's old enough to be on Facebook now selling her jewelry as strangers break into her house, and she goes, "Oh, who are you at my house?"
I was watching. I watched that, and that's scary. I mean, the man made it all the way in to walk up to her while she is on video promoting her
skincare
products or whatever she was. Yeah. That's scary. She's like, "Excuse me, who are you?"
She handled it very good.
Yeah, she did handle it with grace, but I think
you'd been chunking stuff at him.
Yeah, I mean, that could have turned out to be very bad.
1982, the show would come to an end. I watched it once or twice. It was not my favorite show, but a lot of people did like it. Barney Miller ended. It would be the last show that aired today in 82. Anybody remember that? I do remember. We would lose one of the funniest comedians that ever went to Saturday Night Live.
This is Rosanna Dana.
Yep.
Yeah. She was funny.
What's his name's wife?
Gene Wilder.
Gene Wilder. Gilda Radner passed away at an early age of 42. Cancer got her.
Yes.
Love that hair.
That, to me, was when Saturday Night Live was the funniest.
It was.
I mean, it was really funny back then, and I don't know, I miss those days. But.
Let's see. Denise says that John was already an established artist or actor where she was not. Is why he was paid more. A lot of people did like that. Nancy McKinnon is the name that you were looking for. Robin Miller, we appreciate you doing that.
Yeah, I thought her name was Nancy.
How you remembered that one? That's a good one there. 1990, what was the number one thing? Well, it was Clint Black, his best album he ever made, Killing Time. Strap my timepiece on my arm. Whew, that was a good song. He had a lot on there.
He did.
2003, somebody would get out of jail today. They would pretty much act right from there on, but he was jailed for continually breaking the law with drugs and, well, doing things he shouldn't. James Brown got pardoned today. I feel good. Went on to the house. Also, let's see, 2005, I don't remember. I know he was on a lot of other shows, but I remember him from this one and this one only. I referred to him as, if his character had a different name, y'all correct me. He was just always called Chief. As we watched McCloud, J.D. Cannon passed away on this date back in 2005. He was the chief on the show there with McCloud. Thought you might remember that one. And we also lost Staying Alive. One of the Gibb brothers passed away in 2012. Robin passed away on this date. Now, I know a lot of you may have been into the Bee Gees.
We watched the Bee Gees.
It weren't my thing.
Yeah. We watched it when I was little. Of course, we only had 3 channels back then. We didn't have cable.
What show are you talking about?
Well, the Bee Gees, they would come on every night.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was trying to remember if they had a TV show, and I'm thinking, boy, we didn't get that channel.
I don't know if they had a TV show, but I remember watching them pretty regular. I don't know if they were just on, like, shows that were on at night.
Saturday Night Gold or something there?
Yeah.
They had a real high pitch that you can't mistake him for anybody else.
Yeah.
Maybe you like that. 2015, it would be over after this. He would go home, and we wouldn't hear back from him. Letterman left The Late Show. He was off of it there. Funny for years. I think he's doing a podcast now is what he's moved on and doing. Yeah, that's the word that I'm told. So maybe you're a big fan of his and you like all of that.
I'll tell you somebody that is really aged that I didn't. You know how time
You're going to say I've aged gracefully? Is that what you're going to say? I've aged?
Kelsey Grammer. Have you seen him lately?
There's supposed to be a reboot of that show coming up.
Really?
I hadn't seen a picture of that.
I don't know, but I saw him the other day on something. I think that he was doing some kind of a podcast with somebody promoting something. I don't know. And he's aged.
I bet you
we've all aged, but you know.
I bet you $5 he's still got a hot 20-year-old wife somewhere.
Probably so.
All of them have it. It's the latest rage.
But you know, when they're on a show for like a long run, and then the show goes off the air, and then you don't see them for like years, and then you see them all of a sudden, you're like, oh.
I wish I'd have never saw you. You messed up my childhood memory. Stop that. We've all thought that. You know that. I just said it out loud.
You say a lot of stuff out loud, Scotty. Right?
It comes, you know,
he
that
thinks
filter?
out loud.
I do.
He does.
It's a filter that I can't turn off.
Just like yesterday, the hot air balloon thing.
Yeah, hot air.
You know, those things run into power lines.
They do. I've seen it all around the world. Got to be careful.
Yeah.
Snowden and Company, that's our friends we want you to know about. They've got a lot of homes, and if you see one, you might want to call them. Talk to Amanda and her team, as many people have used them and sold their home. Well, Sean and Rachel, they just bought one from them. A big thank you to them for dropping by there. Looks like they're headed to the beach with their home bag there.
Yeah.
It's your dream homes. If you're downsizing, upsizing, they do that. This is one that's in Bailey we've talked about for a few days now. They've also got these in Northeast and DeKalb. As we look at this, Dalewood.
Yeah.
Beautiful to be out on the lake there.
That's a pretty one.
Lauderdale, Kemper, and Neshoba, Clark County. This is another beautiful home. And as we see this, as you go down to the Enterprise area, if you're looking for a home there, this just got listed out at Lake Ross Collins. If you are looking for a home in the West Lauderdale area, pick up the phone now and go, put me down. Let me come see it.
Mm-hmm. There are so many homes out there that are in the West Lauderdale area or any of the surrounding schools, Clarkdale, Southeast, Northeast, Enterprise. They're all out there. You just need to go look for them.
Yeah.
You can see the houses online. It gives a description of the home and also a lot of pictures of the home. Just give them a call and you can go see the home.
This is Linmore Estates right here. Great place to drop in and see a home there. See them. They'll help you out there. This is Amanda, her team, certified real estate negotiating expert. She's good at it. That's the staff. Call them at 601-453-3937. It'll save you money. Drop in and visit with them.
If every time the wind blows you get a little leery about a tree over your house, talk to my friends at Reed Tree Service. There's no reason to be worried about a tree crashing through your house. Mike and Jake have years of experience of dealing with trees. It can be as simple as having a limb removed or a tree that is just huge too close to your shop or house. It's not going to cost you anything to have Mike come out and give you an estimate. They're licensed and insured, taking care of East Mississippi and West Alabama. Reed Tree Service. Have tree, will travel.
My dad was a farmer. My granddaddy, too. I was always pretty proud of that. When my truck was hit by a company vehicle, I thought I was going to have to sell the farm. Thanks to Richard Swartz, I didn't have to.
I'm here for you. One call, that's all.
And welcome back. Barbara had a question for us. I mentioned earlier that shrimp season is coming in the 25th in the state of Mississippi. So shrimp boats will be coming in. Do I know an exact boat? No. What we did when we were on the coast is go down to the docks, and when they come in, we'd buy from them there directly off of it. But I don't know a particular boat or dock to do that on. But a lot of people go do that.
Yeah, I've heard
fresh
a lot of people
shrimps.
doing that. Mm-hmm.
I always put an S at the end.
Yeah.
So you can say shrimps if you've ever watched him. And that's all I know about shrimp.
I know a lot of people who do that, and they bring them home and like freeze them.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Netflix has axed another show. It's another one of those woke shows.
Mm-hmm.
It's gone. And they wonder why their viewership is dropping. Let's see here. You mentioned to me this yesterday. We didn't go into it on air about the disinformation person in the Biden administration.
Yeah.
Already gone?
I think so. Yeah, they said that she had already resigned, which really I don't know that it ever even went into place, but they had her in that position.
She's claiming she had death threats sent to her. Wasn't worth it to her. She's out of the Oval Office on that job.
I think she's, I don't know.
I don't know anything. I didn't even know there was such a position.
She's odd. I will say that.
But she's out of there. She received death threats and doesn't like it there.
Yeah. I'm going to leave it at that. She's odd.
Death threats, not death threats, but as we look at this, lawsuits that I call frivolous, that drive prices up in America, that I don't feel is right. Now we turn to, let's go to New York, where a man is suing McDonald's and Wendy's for $50 million, trying to claim that their French fries wasn't as big as he thought they should be according to their advertisements. $50 million is what he's suing for. It's tying up our courts, and we can't get real people in prison due to, or jail, whatever it is, tying up our court system with frivolous lawsuits. That's the way I view this. Am I wrong? Or does he have a right because he read an article and thinks the French fry ought to be bigger?
Well, nothing looks when you get it like it looks on the advertisement. I'm sorry, it just don't.
His claim is that he watches it on TV, and then when he buys it, it doesn't look as good as it does on television.
Who has seen on the menu this hamburger that looks like it's about this tall? It's got the fresh lettuce and tomato and cheese, and then you get it, and it's like flat as a board and greasy.
Yeah.
But look, I will say this morning I saw on the news where a Jackson, Mississippi restaurant, and I can't remember the name of it, it was a different name. It wasn't a chain or anything. They prices have gone up so much with like chicken and stuff. They normally would have sold I think it was a chicken wings basket for like $15 and something. It went up to almost $30 is what they will have to charge.
To turn a profit.
Right. That is how much. They need to charge $32, but they were losing money just charging $27, I think it was.
They're going to have to find a new line of something else on the menu to draw people in.
So they used to could buy like a huge thing of chicken wings for like $80, and now it's like $150.
Also, on the same thought of things not appearing to be what they are, a lot of you see Facebook pictures, and, well, you take them out on a date and you flip the light on in a bright lit restaurant, and they don't look the same. Same thing applies.
It's called a filter.
Yeah, you ain't got that filter with you when you're out there on that date.
Yeah, the filters blur out all the wrinkles and age lines.
Just to prove that it's not always guns that kill people, bad people will use any means to hurt people. As we go to our next headline, and this isn't in the United States, this is a Norwegian. The guy didn't have a gun, so what did he do? He took a bow and arrow and went in and killed 5 people in a restaurant. Done his Robin Hood there. Bad people use any means necessary to hurt other people.
That's right.
Do I have the answer? No. I'm just pointing out facts there. Bad is bad. We have reopened and I'm going to pronounce the name of this town. It's in Ukraine. I'm going to pronounce it wrong. You pronounce it Kyiv? How do you do it? K-Y-I-V?
I think it's Kyiv.
Kyiv, okay. And I'm not very good at that. But the U.S. has confirmed it's opened back up our embassy there. So that's good to know that we've got that back in business there. Let's see, as we look around some other stories there. Nancy, who's up in Washington, I think we all know when I call her by her first name and her first name only, claims that she thinks most Americans want the Democrats to win. And she feels strongly that the Democrats are going to sweep and win come the election. I think she's looking at things a little different than everybody else. As you mentioned, $30 chicken.
But they blame that on other things.
Now,
it's not their fault. You know.
Out west, I read this yesterday, and I don't have the article in front of me, and this is scary. They have gas pumps, gas stations in the west now that are recalibrating to where it will list $10 increments and above for gasoline. Recalibrating.
That's
out west.
Scary. I paid $4.29 a gallon yesterday here.
America cannot withstand that.
Yeah.
Average Joe does not make that. Companies can't afford to deliver. It's going to be a meltdown.
But you know, they want you to go to electric cars. So what better way than to ramp up the gas prices so you can't afford it?
I see that.
You know, there's always a reason, a motive. You know.
Denise said, to be fair about what I just said, keep in mind that Nancy had just left the bar when she made that statement.
I definitely think
good comment. I like that.
If she thinks that all of Americans are going to vote, that most of them want to vote that way, I think she needs a evaluation.
Just let her keep on thinking. We'll see you in November and see what happens. More on the way with Scotty Ray and Candace.
One of the most important places to you is your home. That's why Patrick Allen Companies is proud to provide style, functionality, and security to your home. There's nothing quite like a well-designed overhead garage door or vinyl replacement windows, or the safety of a storm shelter to help your family feel protected. Patrick Allen offers doors and windows for commercial and industrial with dozens of innovative designs. Patrick Allen Companies, safety, service, and satisfaction.
It was a Monday morning on our way to his first day of preschool. We were both nervous and excited. Then someone ran a stop sign. I called Richard Schwartz and he got us the money we deserved.
I'm here for you. One call, that's all.
Maple's one-stop shop, you'll find them. They got about 6 locations scattered across town with some of the best prices and breakfast that is stirring right now over the St. Paul store. Yes. That's on 31st Avenue. They've also got this going on out in Causeyville. If you've dropped in, you need some eggs, bacon, they've got it for you this morning. Soon we'll have the menu of what's up for lunch, and we'll post that for you. Let you know if you need a cold drink today or coffee. That loyalty coffee program's going on right now. Maybe you need a 7-Up. You hadn't had one, or A&W root beer in a while. They got those for you, along with a moon pie and pizza and things of great, even ice cream on these hot afternoons. Get that all in your car and get sticky.
Yeah.
Kids love doing that to your car.
They do.
They got a napkin that'll clean it up, though. See them. Those 6 locations, Bonita, Pine Springs, Collinsville, Chevron, or Last Chance Tobacco on 493 Broadmoor and 31st Avenue, Chevron. See them. Nice folks, and they have one of the cleanest stores that you'll find.
Yeah.
And I'm dead serious of that. Walk in. It is clean.
Spotless every time.
They stay busy around there. Ain't nobody leaning on a counter and talking on their cell phone there.
You know, some people don't even think that's a big deal. It's a big deal to me.
I shop in places like that.
Yeah, I do too. Curtle, if we're on a trip and he's like, where you want to stop? I'm like, wherever has the cleanest.
Candace is starting a bathroom app. Mm-hmm. She's going to have that hitting the internet long where you can log in and find the cleanest bathroom on your trip.
Because some places just don't care.
This may be shocking, but there is one man in America who wanted to marry her. I'm still shocked. I want to run the other way, but AOC is engaged, believe it or not.
Goodness.
They might think a whole lot alike. I'm not sure. I don't know him personally, but she's gotten a ring, a proposal. Good luck with that.
Yeah.
Hope it works out for both of them there. Let's see, just so you'll know some numbers, Hunter Biden's firm raked in $11 million between 2013 and 18 for his work that he done with the Chinese. Did y'all hear that? He's innocent, though. That's what the media wanted you to think. We'll find out more as more developments come out of this computer, and they will come out, I promise you.
Was it you or somebody said there's screenshots of some of the emails going around?
Oh, yeah, they've made a huge dump on the internet. You can Google all that and find it. There's been an arrest. There's nothing like starting a part-time business in your backyard and your granddad helping you. I didn't see anything wrong with that. But whoops, they were making guns. Grandpa and his 18-year-old son have been arrested for making ghost guns in the backyard and selling them. They were whooping them out, manufacturing them left and right. They must be pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't know what the charge or what sentence they'll get for that, but they're in trouble at this point.
Has that always been against the law? I mean, that's probably a crazy question.
I don't know the answer to
guns.
it.
I thought people had
I don't
done
think
that
making your own, but probably selling them makes it. It's just like alcohol.
Okay.
If the government doesn't get their fair tax, that's what the prohibition was about.
They want a piece of everything you do.
They want their money out of it. Got to support Joe. You know, he's doing things. He's busy there. This is probably true and probably higher than this. 7 in 10 Americans say they can't go to bed or sleep without their pet in bed with them. It's probably higher than that.
I've never had lots of people do that. I've never been one to want.
Sophie is on strike. She will no longer sleep with me since that new little white puppy dog has come in our home. Will not. She always slept with me. Always came in.
Does the puppy sleep?
Nope. She's just mad at me. Won't have nothing to do with me. She don't even come to the door and check on me. She checked on me every night.
She's disowned you.
Yeah, she's mad.
You were cheating on her.
Cheating
on Sophie with the needle.
She enjoyed running down to the bank and getting the dog treat. She will no longer. I open the door of the car and she just looks at me and turns and walks to the house. That girl is mad. I don't know what to do.
She's playing hard to get. She wants you to, leave this little dog alone and come over there and just.
But I've gotten so nervous I don't even pet my little white dog when she's looking because I'm afraid she'll get bent out of shape.
I told you just stick them in the back seat together and close them in there together and see what. Hopefully one will still be alive when you get home.
Oh, this week we saw the Dow take a hit, one of the worst that we've seen. 1,164 points it's ranked there. Whoa, stocks are hurting. That's just it. As Barbara said, jealous children. It's just the same way.
Yeah.
I'll try to get my puppy dog back in line.
She's giving you the silent treatment.
She is. I'm telling you, that dog loved to ride. She had a specific place that she liked, and she liked different cars. She didn't want to ride in a truck. She wanted to ride in a car.
That's like a woman. I mean, women are like that. They're particular about things, and you make them mad, you're going to get the silent treatment every now and then.
Well, she's a woman, definitely. Without a doubt. We want to say thank y'all for coming in. We hope you have a great weekend. I'll be here should the weather turn in any shape, form, or way bad. With Meridian Honda Radar, we'll follow these storms and let you know all about it as it comes about. Thank you for being a part of this. What have we forgotten?
I don't know that we've forgotten anything.
Run for the Walls coming up next week, Memorial Day. Also, don't forget Northeast is out helping build beds today. The children are for children that are underprivileged.
Is there a graduation tonight? I don't know.
That is very possible.
Yes,
I think there is.
But everybody stay safe. Congratulations on graduation for this week for all of you, and have a wonderful, wonderful day and weekend.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners: